Oh. So we're getting ready to go. I don't want to stay on too long. I was on too long last night. Okay. So we're good. Yo, my G. How you doing out there, Frankie Russo? I'm gonna try to get off no later than 1:30. So that's the goal. I want to be off by no later than 1:30. I got on late, so I had my first call in over here. So if you guys, if it gets crazy, I'll just get rid of y'all. But I don't mind now. I did my first one yesterday with that chick from Texas. So if, if you don't wanna, you know, you wanna try to join, you could join. I don't know how to. What's up, Justin? How you doing, my brother? So let's see, we got the stream going. What up, Mike? Yo, MZ. So I hear a lot of shootings. I saw that Sean Hannity. You're right. It's crazy, Justin. I saw Sean Hannity today. What a show, man! What a freaking show. He had a 1-year-old baby getting shot. A drive-by. It was sad, right? It's sad. I agree. Oh, here comes the trolling. Trolling. What's popping, Monarch? So if anybody wants to join, I did it yesterday. So if you like Trump, what's your problem? Yo, I went outside. I did 15 minutes on the rope, man. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. I don't know, man. By the end of the summer, I don't think the young lions are going to be able to mess with this cat over here. I don't think so. What up, Jonesy? I don't think the young lions are going to be able to mess with this cat by the end of the summer. Whoa. I'm doing 15 minutes on the rope. What's the question? So if you want to, God bless you. Jonesy. Oh, Billy Masters. My Facebook is on fire too. My Facebook. In Canarsie? Get out of here. We're doing great there, Jonesy. We had a great show Saturday night. Is Trump... that's crazy. Right now? That's insane. Yo, the world's gone crazy. Yo, Billy. Yes, I got people in my room in the in the Facebook room. I'm gonna bring this with the grace of God Almighty. I'm bringing this Saturday night to the studio. We're gonna have the whole apparatus. It's crazy, Jonesy. It's crazy. I watched that Sean Hannity. He had a great show. It's unfortunate. He had Roger Stone on there too. I hope he talked to Julian Assange with Jerome Corzay every day. I hope. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know? I was watching that governor from Maryland. What a rat he turned out to be. Thank you, Wagon Fire. Thank you for the follows. The governor from out of control. The governor from Maryland doesn't know who he's going to vote for 2020. Are you believe it? Any Republican that doesn't know who... Are you serious? The Democrats are defunding the police. What else more you need to know? I don't understand this. That's what I mean. That's why, and I hear you talked about... Josie, I'm telling you, they said it. They're not sure whether Durham... They go, right, Monica? Because these Democrats are not, they're the worst. They're anti-American. Bro, the rhinos are just as bad, sure. Just as bad. 100%, bro. I got a live Facebook blogger telling me de Blasio's scared, bro. De Blasio's scared. I'm telling you, he is. Thank you, Jacob Russell, for the mention. De Blasio is scared. Man, too many shootings. It's de Blasio's fault. And Cuomo. De Blasio and Cuomo. Thank them. Thank them, Billy. Too many shootings. I'm telling you. So Larry Hogan, or what's his name? Is it Hogan? The governor of Maryland. Doesn't know if he's going to vote for Trump or not. He says he's running for president 2024. Like we care. You know? Like we care. Hogan, whatever the hell is Hogan, whatever the hell his name is. What's the governor of Maryland? He got me so upset. He reminds me of Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney might as well lay in the streets with Cuomo and the Black Lives Matter. People are getting shot. Did you see the show with Sean Hannity? Now, you know, sure, I'm Frankie Russo. We taking everybody. I don't care who it is. Liberals could come in here. We have them for breakfast. We have them for breakfast, lunch and dinner. We take on anybody. We want everybody to come in this room. They're the snowflakes, not us. I'm sorry, Shaw. I'm fired up. Right, Billy? Billy says the same thing. You know it. I hear you, Shaw, but that's too bad. You wanna call me? I'll take calls on the scope if you want. I got used to it again. I feel better because there's too many crazies on the freaking... But I see I have some control. If they get loony, I can just get rid of them, you know? There's too many calls on the freaking thing. I'm reading this thing. What I'm finding out is crazy. Yeah, I saw that, Justin. I saw that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy, man. So sure, if you want to call, you could do the join. I'll bring you in. Hey, listen, we go hard, right? I'm from Brooklyn. We go hard on this. I mean, we ain't no snowflakes. You just join. You do the join button. You do the join button. How do you do it? I don't even know. I know KC. Yo, Justin, you called him out. He cooched out. he did a coochie move. But you know something? My nose. I'm worried. I'm worried because I don't want to have anything. I'm very conscious. I was in the backyard. I roped for 15 minutes today. I'm so proud. 15 minutes. With the grace of God, I'm gonna try to do it the whole week. I'm on a mission, man. The end of the summer. I'm on a mission. I roped. The gyms aren't open. I'm not really lifting weights. I'm gonna go to the park and do some pull-ups. I hope you're wrong. Billy says it's gonna be a Civil War. Billy M. I'm telling you, Billy, it's crazy. Billy raised a great point. Billy M. from Facebook. Billy says if Trump doesn't get elected, there ain't gonna be election in 2024. That's crazy. I mean, he's got some points. He's got some points, son. Billy's got some points. He said it's going to be a civil war, right? This is crazy. Let me make this Larry Hogan with his mask. He comes out. I want to smack him. Yeah, bitch slap him. Larry Hogan, the governor of the governor of Maryland, Larry Hogan. I don't know who I'm going to vote for. I'm a constitutional conservative. Who should I vote for? Are you freaking kidding me? You starting this stuff now? Thank you, Justin. Thank you for the shares. Larry Hogan. I don't know who I'm going to vote for 2020. What up, Stringer? The governor of America, they say he's running for president 2024. Who wants to vote for you? You rat. He's probably one of these rhinos. What a rat. What a rat. I'm a constitutional conservative. Right? Constitutional rhino, right? Wake and fire. The country, we're in the freaking, this is the most important election in our lifetime. We're on the brink over here. And the guy's like, this is when the Republicans got to stick together, and he's a rat. You're probably right. You know, it's funny. I've been reading this thing with Alan Bender. I'm telling you, everything is starting to click. You know, in this deposition, he talks. He said that with the cutter. Remember we talked about Khashoggi? 3. He's a triple threat, right? And then what's crazy? Linda Sarsour is their next project. They're rolling out Linda Sarsour like they did because she's also a Qatari asset. Linda Sarsour, the Brooklyn chick. I think her brother or her cousins were involved in that. I'm telling you, Wagafire, were involved in that the Holy Land Foundation trial. The biggest money laundering scheme for terror in this nation's history. Unbelievable. Billy, I'm just glad. Exactly. I hope Billy's talking about Roger Stone. Billy M and Facebook. I hope Roger Stone met with Julian Assange. I hope he meets with him more. I hope he meets with him. I hope Jerome Corzine meets it to stop these criminals from taking over the White House. I hope that he met with Julian Assange every day, talked to them twice a day to get these criminals out of the White House, out of the Congress. It's crazy. Larry Hogan, I don't know who I'm going to vote for. Oh, my God. He's running for president 2024. Another rat. Oh, here we go. Another one. Another piece of work. Gloria. Ah, my name is Gloria, and I'm a snowflake. She comes into her Trump room. My name is Gloria, and I'm a snowflake. Did you cry? Did you cry November 2016? Did you cry? She cried. You're gonna cry again, honey. Right? You're gonna cry again, honey. You're crying again, snowflake. I'm telling you, here comes the good fella. I hope the good fella's on the right track. You on the right track over there? Here comes the good fella. Oh, look at this. Wow. That's funny, Gloria. Are you a chick or a dude? That's terrible. Bro, I don't know what you are. You're a tranny or whatever you are. You there? Is that you, sure?
Sure is.
How you doing, honey?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. We already got a lefty in there. This chick is
Oh
like,
yeah, I know. I saw. I
oh
went to
my
go get
God. It's okay.
my
We
battery backed up so my phone wouldn't
we
die.
smack. We have lefties for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, girl. How you doing?
Good. Good. How about you?
We're doing okay. Just Larry Hogan, man. Larry Hogan, the Republican governor from Maryland, is saying he doesn't know who he's going to vote for 2020. Who are these people? The Democrats
Well,
are
they
defunding,
they need to get out. That's
right?
all they are.
The Democrats are
Mhm.
defunding the police. You got a 1-year-old kid on Sean Hannity got killed. These people are crazy.
Well, you saw Trump's today, right? Did you watch Trump today?
He was on. What was he on? I didn't see it. What was it?
Um, he had a bunch of people on that were helped by the police.
Really?
Just making a point. Oh yeah, he was just making a point on there about how we need the police. And there's a
Absolutely.
bunch of people, different stories. One lady was in a car accident, and they helped her, and the state trooper was off duty. He stayed in the hospital with her and her husband. She was
Wow.
okay.
That's great.
Yeah, another one. She had her pocketbook stolen at 2 o'clock in the morning. Whoever had her phone called her and said, "You can have your phone back if you pay a ransom for it." So she called the police, and they were waiting around the corner. And when he showed up, they came over, and he was legit. So she gave him some money, whatever. And
Craziness.
there was a lot of people on there. Another one, a video went viral. I didn't see it, but apparently he was in a hotel with his wife in Florida, and some lady was screaming in the hallway, and he went out there to see what happened, and he sees this guy trying to grab the baby, and he thought it was like
Wow.
a domestic deal. Turns out she didn't know who he was,
This is
and
crazy.
so he stayed there. Someone else called 911. So he said he didn't know that the video was going to go viral, and he said the next thing he knows, he got a call from the White House.
Unbelievable. I tell you, it's really unbelievable what they're doing with these
Mhm.
Democrats and that's why I get so mad when I hear this Hogan guy telling everybody I don't know who I'm gonna vote for. You don't know who you're gonna vote for? They're looking to defund the
I know.
police. There's
It's
anarchy in the
crazy.
streets. Oh yeah. Madison Avenue businesses are suing New York City for hundreds of millions of dollars
Exactly, because
for all the
they're paying their
damages.
taxes. They're paying their taxes, and
Exactly.
their taxes they're supposed to be included in taking care of them, and they told them to stand down. So they're
Right?
suing this. They're suing.
Suing New York City, De Blasio and Cuomo for hundreds of millions of dollars. This is sick.
Right.
This is really,
Mhm.
and you can't blame the businesses. I mean, Cuomo and De Blasio had them on stand down.
Exactly. And they're still on stand down now. They have New York. They're only letting so many people retire every month, because if they just let them all retire, there'd be no one there. So they only have a certain amount of people that could retire,
It's
and they
really,
never trained anyone on their new rules, because they're not supposed to grab their arm and all kinds of craziness.
it's
So
ridiculous.
they're not doing anything.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, basically, 99.9% of these cops, they're good. And unfortunately, these young, whether they're white or black, because apparently the white kids get whacked more than the black kids, but nobody wants to say the truth. And
Right.
what happens is basically why are they at the point that they're at where they're getting aggressive with the police? The police are pushing back. They get the video, then they video it a certain way to create the stir, to sell the newspapers, to sell the internet clicks, and now we got this ridiculous riots for a couple of what is it, a couple of months. Got to be a couple of weeks, couple of months.
Right. Did you see that on? I don't know if I forwarded it to you on Twitter. Apparently, this lady was killed like right before Seth Rich. She was something to do with satellites. So she was really intelligent, had all these degrees, and
She
they're
was killed.
thinking,
Wow.
what's that?
She was killed.
Yeah.
Wow.
And right in front of her house, walking her dogs, and nothing. No one knows anything. They just put it on ice. So anyway, this lady made this video all about her and the newscasters and everything. And apparently, she knew about the satellites, and they were saying all along that the Democrats were trying to interfere with the satellites to mess up the election in 2016.
I wouldn't be shocked, right? I wouldn't be
Right.
shocked at all.
Mm-hmm.
This whole thing is a whole thing of, because that's why it's a whole thing of misinformation and disinformation. And who's the best at this?
Right.
The deep state. They're the best at it. There's nobody better. There's nobody better in what's going on, and that's why the internet has really given them a lot of power. They have a lot of power, man. It's unbelievable. It is just unbelievable.
They just found out that they were sending emails with this email. What was it called? Proton email. You ever hear of it?
No, I never heard of it.
Well, I looked it up, and it's out of Sweden, and it's supposed to be like encrypted, and nobody could read it, and all this stuff, and you have to pay for it. Well, apparently the dummies were opening it up on the government servers, and they have all the emails to China. It was oh God, what's her name? I can't think of her name now. The head of the Congress.
Pelosi?
Yeah, Pelosi, Schumer, all of them.
Feinstein?
They're like busted.
Wow.
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Within the week.
Really?
It's not on any news network.
It's not mainstream yet. What's going on with the pedo thing?
With the what?
With the Maxwell.
Oh, haven't heard anything else.
Mm-hmm.
No, all I know is they hired a company out of Italy, apparently a security company, to protect her.
Really?
This is what I heard.
What's amazing to me?
I guess
do you find it kind of odd that she was still in America?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of just
right.
Weird.
I mean, I thought she would be like somewhere in Europe or something, hiding out. It was. I thought that was kind of weird. Why would she? Why would she be in America to be allowed and allow them to arrest her? Because else she would have to go into an area. I'm assuming, because I know there's friendly jurisdictions, unfriendly jurisdictions, and she could just leave America, go somewhere and make it. Why she made it so easy?
Did you read the story when they arrested her?
No, what did they say?
It was so funny. They said that they had I guess helicopters or planes flying over her house, and the neighbor is like a geologist or whatever. Well, he saw these vans down the street, and he was wondering what the heck's going on. So he drove the car down there, and it was the FBI, and they were waiting for the right time to come in and get her. And so the guy goes, "What's going on here?" And he said, "Oh, we're doing surveys for something with geology or whatever." They didn't know the guy was an expert in this, So he thought he was like, "Can I see inside the vans?" And they're like, "No." And so he goes back to his house and he calls the police on the FBI. It was too funny.
It's crazy, I tell you. It's unbelievable. Everything is crazy. I tell you.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So we'll see. I was at Trump's inauguration. I was a volunteer.
Nice.
Yeah, that was crazy that night.
Well, you're calling from Jersey, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? You think Trump's got a shot for Jersey?
Oh yeah, especially now that Van Drew switched over from Democrat.
Right.
You know,
So I think he's.
look at Wildwood. I mean, I got there at Wildwood at his convention at
You were at the Wildwood convention?
Yeah, when he was there.
Yeah, my parents got a home. My parents got a home in Wildwood.
Oh, really?
It's beautiful.
And you didn't go?
Nah, it was crazy. I was very busy. I wanted to go. I was just very busy.
Yeah, so we got there about 5 in the morning.
Wow.
And we didn't get it. We didn't even get in. There was like 2,000 people in front of us.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Trump is these rallies. He was the numbers that Pasquale was putting out. 20% Democrats were going to these rallies.
Oh yeah, because they're collecting all the information on them.
Unbelievable.
So
what up, Joe? Yeah. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yep. So yeah, I think they said they were going to have another rally in Jersey, but I guess it's going to be probably in the Meadowlands or somewhere up there.
Yeah, Kane said that's why he thinks that's why they stopped him. Maybe
why?
The rallies.
Because of what?
Because of what we're talking about, how good he was doing.
Oh yeah, well they're trying to stop everything.
Right.
I told you that the other night. The two friends went to go get a test. They
right.
That's online.
You were the one. Are you going to get me that letter?
I'm trying to get it for myself.
Oh, get me a copy, please.
Well, you know what? I'm doing it myself, so I'm going to call him up and find out how his daughter got the prescription, because at one point in New Jersey you could call this number and they would get a prescription.
Yeah, you could do like a Project Veritas. That would be amazing. Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to.
That would be man. That would be amazing. Yeah, so, whatever you get, I would love to see it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get it from him. I don't really know him that good. He's just a builder, you know.
Because that story, people at the studio couldn't believe it. They could not believe it. It's crazy. They were flipping out. And the other story that people were flipping out about was the lawyer that called up about the Black Lives Matter cases, and how they were he was on the prosecutor's side, and they couldn't prosecute the people. They just let them go. So they were defacing. They were burning down precincts. They were burning down cop cars. They were defacing property, and they were just letting them go. Them go.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Yep, it is. But yeah, so I want to follow in her footsteps. I want to find exactly what she did, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I don't know if she checked in when she got there, or she just was waiting in line and they went off the prescription.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I'm hearing a lot. This is the first time I heard something like that. I've been hearing a lot of people they're saying it's probably COVID, and they're diagnosing it COVID. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, I think I sent you the video on Twitter.
Which one?
It was in Texas, and it was a video of the township meeting, how they were changing like the standards of the COVID.
Wow.
And they said this is crazy, and it was just like, if you fall into these two categories, and one is like you have a headache, you think you have a fever, you're positive for COVID, and then right after that was. I think it was Fauci was on with him, with whoever it was in Texas, and they were saying how the numbers are rising and all this. I mean, to just look at that video, I mean, it's not phony. It's right from the courthouse.
You see, my position with that is, Fauci's on the Corona task force, so he's just a scientist of 3 or 4 other doctor scientists that are there, and he's supposed to be. Well, he is. I mean, he's a medical doctor. He's the top infectious disease doctor on the planet in America.
Well,
he's the head of the. I mean, I'm not defending the guy, right? Because I understand when he says, "Jumpman, I never did 2 on a time, so you got to wait. I'll let you come in." But I look at it from the vantage point. He's just a scientist, right? So he's going to give you you need the placebo, you need the clinical trials. You need all these different things. He's not the end all, because these guys really don't know. Same thing with Dr. Barex. Same thing with Dr. Redfield. Same thing with the Garan, the Admiral. They don't know. There's not even a vaccine.
Well, Trump is tweeting about him already today. You see, he doesn't like his stuff. He called him out.
Who did he call out?
Fauci. Really?
Because they interviewed him. He said he gets along with Fauci. He said he disagrees. See, because He's the president of the United States. So if Fauci says,
Yeah,
listen, we got to keep the schools closed. That's his opinion. He's entitled to it.
right, but
Trump's saying, listen,
look
we're
at
opening up the schools. That's why he's the president,
look
right?
at Trump's tweet. Look at his tweets today.
Yes, because I saw some of them. I didn't know he tweeted out against Fauci. Because I saw the interview and they asked some questions about Fauci.
Right.
So,
and you know what's very interesting is Ron Rosenstein, who is like probably the top dog in all this corruption.
right.
His sister, you could look it up online. His sister is a big shot at the CDC.
Really?
Yes.
See, because I tell you, I spoke about this on my show, the geopolitical vectors with China. I haven't checked, I haven't X'd off the 5G yet. I'm sorry, people think I'm nuts. I have not X'd off the way the stuff. I just found a few articles on 5G. Everything in the open domain is against this 5G being have any linkage to the COVID at all. Not even if it like. And then you mentioned because they're playing with whether it's if you have a headache, you got COVID. I've been hearing stuff like that. In China, there was in the EU. I've spoke about it on the show. There was a letter from 200 scientists from 40 countries claiming you shouldn't be rolling out the 5G because of the electromagnetic radiation, the RF, EMF coming out from the 2, 3G, 4G, plus the Wi-Fi. They're claiming that even though the levels are below the overexposure levels put out by the international agencies over there, they're finding serious health problems from these electromagnetic radiation from the 2G, 3G, 4G, and the Wi-Fi. They said if you roll out the 5G, they're talking about in the letter. They said a worldwide pandemic, and then they mentioned the flu-like symptoms. This letter was written in 2017.
Well,
So
this guy I know, he works with the towers, and I asked him, and he said, "No, it's all a bunch of BS."
well, they all
So,
say that.
I don't know.
They all say
Yeah, I
that.
don't know.
They all say that. You know why? Because of the money. That's why that's why
No,
with China.
he works for the company. He doesn't own it.
Yeah, but
And,
but he's not gonna. I mean, come on.
he's a Trump. He's like a Trump fan all the way.
God bless him.
He's not gonna.
God bless.
Yeah.
But they said the same thing about the cell phones. That the flip phones, you put it to your head. You could do it.
Right.
It's okay. And then you find out later they're frying eggs on them.
Right.
So I mean,
Well, they had. How about in Cuba when they were doing that? Everyone that went to Cuba was all of a sudden getting all kinds of brain headaches and everything.
that's what I'm
All
saying.
the Americans, you remember that?
That's right. That's right. They did it with the diplomats. Right. I remember that.
Yes.
So, but the thing about it is, what drives me crazy, China, this is China's big thing with Yahweh, this 5G thing. They got Yahweh all over. Yahweh is huge and huge with 5G.
Yeah, we're not allowed.
They did this in
banned it.
October. In October of 2019, Ashore, they did this, and the breakout came out in December. Yahweh, hundreds of antennas in like 5 or 6 cities. One city was Wuhan. I mean, it is crazy. I mean, I don't believe that. Say if China, I don't think it matters in China. If they find something statistically significant that it could affect the health in the Chinese people, I don't think they'll care.
They don't care. No.
So they're going to put it out no matter what.
They have it in Canada already, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they do, and they're trying to. I don't know. They're trying to because there's something going on with Yahweh. Obviously, Yahweh's got an issue with the CFF. What happened?
Yeah, they banned them from the U.S.
Yeah, the Trump administration has some serious sanctions on Yahweh, and in addition, they just got the CFO lady Meng. She was, I think she was arrested in Canada, and I think she got extradited here, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. The CFO. She's the chief financial officer. So they're negotiating because Trump's in the middle of trying to negotiate a trade deal with with China.
He already signed with Mexico. He just you're talking about China. I thought you
Yeah,
were
he's
talking
trying
about
because
that.
he's trying to get a deal. He's trying to because China's obviously whether they're going to honor the deal or not is the question, right?
Well, I think they tried to
because they
stop it with
did.
all this
Because
COVID.
yeah, because you know what happened? Trump negotiated with China for the first phase, and it was weeks before the major breakout. So they were
Right,
wondering because China's always what goes on inside is not necessarily what's going on in the public domain because
right.
China's always wants to look good. But
Well, think about it. Right before the COVID, what was going on there in China?
well, I
They
had
were
to
fighting with they were fighting with Hong Kong. You remember everyone was on the
right,
streets in Hong Kong
right,
because they didn't want the courts to be in China.
right.
Like, you know what I mean? Because before you got prosecuted in China,
Interesting.
I mean in Hong Kong, and then they made it. I think if you did anything wrong, you would have to abide by the Chinese court, which is like they'll kill you. So they were
But
fighting about that right before the COVID. Like that's what was going on over there.
in addition,
And now look,
right,
they took over Hong Kong. Look.
right, it's crazy. You're right,
Hmm.
and also too, you had the the COVID, the 5G was rolled out in end of October. The 5G
Over
was
there.
rolled out in the end of October.
Huh. And the guy from Harvard, he was in charge of all the infectious disease, and apparently
Dr.
he
Charles
was in
Lieber.
trouble when
Dr. Charles
is he arrested now?
Charles Lieber.
Yeah.
So he was because
He was
he comes out of the Wuhan University of Technology. He doesn't come out of the
but
Wuhan
he
University of Virology.
no. So this is a guy from Harvard.
Right,
Apparently he when Obama was in office,
right,
he was getting all this money,
right.
and they didn't know where it was coming from. So they arrested him and let him go. So apparently now I understand that he got arrested again. He was flying back and forth, and so was the Chinese students who were really Chinese military. That's why Trump is stopping all this green
Wow,
card stuff.
that's crazy because that they had that's interesting. That's interesting. Do you see what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's so they because I know they arrested. So Justin's saying that Lieber is a Chinese communist spy. Is that true? I haven't seen anything like that. I wonder where he
I
got
don't
that
know if that's the
information.
same. I
Because
don't know if that's the
I
same. I don't
know
know the guy's name.
I know the under Dr. Charles Lieber. So I know the other the girl. She was a lieutenant colonel, a lieutenant in the People's Liberation Army, Chinese Communist Party.
Right.
Yi, her name is, she was a student, like you said, just like you said. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
That's
that's what they
scary.
were doing. That
That's
they have so much money here.
it's crazy.
My son used to work at an AT&T store,
Mm-hmm.
A couple years ago by the college,
Mm-hmm.
and he said they would just come in there and they would throw around money like no tomorrow. They would buy the newest iPhone.
Who
They
would throw
didn't
the money
care.
around?
Like, all the Chinese students,
Really? So they come in with a
they
lot
would
of
just
money.
come. Bucks, like he said, it was unbelievable.
Wow.
Like they would just come in and with all their friends, they just got, they just came in now. They're starting school and they need a phone. Like they got the best of everything. Headphone, everything to go with it. Whatever they had there, that
Mm-hmm.
was it. He said it was the easiest sale. They just came in and just bought top
Wow.
notch everything, like throwing money around like nothing.
It's funny because it's funny you say that because I'm reading this deposition about Qatar and the stuff that Qatar does, bribing
Right,
journalists. You got to hear this stuff.
right,
American politicians, and when the American politicians that are not getting bribed find out that one of their colleagues is getting bribed, they go to Qatar and say, "Where's mine?"
right.
It's
Well, that's why a lot of
crazy.
these. That's why these
So
congressmen and senators need to you
that's
know
why there's
need
that's why there's no term limits, and
yeah,
that's why if something happens with Durham, and Durham actually does something, I'll tip my cap to this guy because I don't see this guy doing anything. Forget about before the election, after the election,
mm-hmm.
because it's Democrats
Oh no,
and Republicans.
no. Dorm, he's working on it.
You think Durham's gonna
Dorm,
do? You
Dorm,
think Durham's gonna get?
Dorm.
I think he's gonna do a lot of talking, like Comey, a lot of
No,
talking.
no,
You
no,
think
no.
you think he's
Dorm
gonna
is
you think he's gonna indict some? You think he's gonna actually go after some people?
no. Barr is. Dorm's not going to do that. Dorm's given his reports to Barr.
So
So when they tell you
right,
that Dorm is not going to be prosecuting anyone, he's not. Barr is.
So okay, right? Because you're saying because was it is it Durham?
Yeah, Dorm.
Right because he's a special investigator, right? He's the special
Right.
prosecutor. So he's going to give this information to Barr. So you're
Yeah.
claiming that Barr is going to go after the bigwigs. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now already there are two grand juries were already
Right,
seated. They're sealed indictments
right.
for a number of people. Okay. Now, it's not going to come out until Barr opens them.
So
Okay. So,
what do you predict? Do you think he's going to do it before the election or after the election?
well, I don't think they're rushing things because
Right, they're not.
they need to make sure they have all their ducks in a row. So just because everybody wants it to happen,
Joe says
I
there's
don't think
over
it's going to.
Joe says there's over 10,000 sealed indictments. Is that true?
I know of, actually, hold on for a minute. Let me see if I have these in my phone. I could tell you exactly who's indicted and what. Hold on. I got it in an email. Wait,
Wow.
hold on. Where the heck is it?
Sure is providing some interesting information here.
Hold on. I got to find all this now.
Kane says there's more than 10,000.
What's that?
Kane says there's more than 10,000.
Oh, well, there's the, I have the a name of, hold on, where the heck is it now?
So Billy Masters on Facebook says that the China spies with 5G somehow, and it's all designed to fade away. I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. But anyway, so I'm curious to hear what you.
Oh, here,
Kane
I
says it's
found
close
it.
to 20. What do you got?
Okay. It says indictments given from the grand jury to the following people. This should be in the news in the upcoming weeks, but things started happening with the COVID and all that.
Yeah,
So
that's why
it
the
got screwed
COVID
up.
came. But that's why the COVID
Yeah,
came. Okay, good.
yeah. So okay, so Loretta Lynch
Wow.
is indicted on 3 counts of conspiracy to overthrow the government, 2 counts of obstruction of justice, 3 counts of lying to Congress.
Wow.
Sally Yates indicted on 3 counts of conspiracy to overthrow the government, 3 counts of abduction. Oh God, I
Obstruction
can't
of
say
justice.
it.
Obstruction of justice. No
Obstruction
problem.
of justice. John Brennan indicted on 3
Wow.
counts of conspiracy to overthrow the government,
Is this a Q
3 counts
document?
of lying to Congress. Huh?
Is this a Q document?
No, this is a DOJ person I know.
Wow. Wait a second. This is a DOJ person she knows. This is real deal. Go ahead. So it's
Okay.
Brennan
Two.
Lynch, Yates.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Brennan. So I'm on Brennan now.
Okay.
2 counts of lying to investigators, 1 count of conspiracy to commit treason, 3 counts of obstruction of justice. Then we got James Clapper indicted on 3 counts of
Wow,
conspiracy to
Clapper.
overthrow the government, 2 counts of lying to Congress, there's 4 CIA operatives indicted, no charges listed. Then we got
Go ahead.
Then we got James Comey
Right.
indicted on 3 counts of
Comey.
conspiracy to overthrow the government.
Comey.
6 counts. Yeah, 6 counts of
Haspel, no.
4 counts of obstruction. Oh, hold on for a minute.
If Gina Haspel's in there, my heart will be broken. I hope not. Oh, please.
4 counts of falsifying government documents. Andrew McCabe indicted on 3 counts of conspiracy to overthrow the government, 2 counts of perjury, 3 counts of lying to Congress, 1 count of falsifying documents. Bruce Orr, 3 counts of conspiracy, unknown charges.
Bruce Orr.
1 count of Orr, is that Oriental guy?
Sure.
Yeah. 1 count of falsifying documents. James Baker, indictment charges unknown.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Strzok, indicted on 3 counts of conspiracy to overthrow the government, 4 counts of perjury, 3 counts of falsifying documents. Lisa Page, indicted on 3 counts of conspiracy to overthrow the government, 3 counts of perjury, 1 count of obstruction of justice. Ron Rosenstein, 5 various charges unknown at this time. Susan Rice, illegal use of government systems. That is because she was unmasking everyone.
Wow.
That's what that's for. 3 counts of perjury, 1 count of obstruction of justice. Then it says 4 or 5 individuals with single counts indictments, no name given. And then he said there was eyes on arrest warrants signed and sealed that will be acted upon once these indictments are unsealed. That's what he told me.
Wow.
So I don't know when all this is going to happen, but then there's after this happened,
Mm-hmm.
there was another grand jury that was seated for Fast and Furious. So that's going to be is all about Obama.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious.
Besides this guy telling me this, the grand juries were held in Connecticut, and somebody on Twitter said that they saw these people in the courthouse going, I think it was to the 3rd floor, which is the grand jury.
Mm-hmm.
So that was before he told me that. I saw someone say that on Twitter.
Wow.
That they saw I forgot who it was now, in the courthouse going to the 3rd floor,
That's
which
crazy.
is no other reason to go to the 3rd floor.
It's crazy. So Keynes just mentioned Eric Holder. That's interesting. See what goes with that one.
Oh yeah, so I mean, it's not like they're not doing anything. It's just that they're not putting anything out yet.
I wonder why, but why they waiting?
Oh, they probably want. They said when you hear everything that happens, your life will change. So I don't know what that means.
Wow.
Because there's so much stuff that he can't tell me what's going on. But those sealed indictments,
mm-hmm.
He said that is public. Like they want that to get out.
Right.
But no one is. You think CNN is going to be putting that out? No.
Right. What about Fox News?
So, what's that?
What about Fox News?
Fox News is going crazy.
I know.
You know, you see what they're doing. I mean,
mm-hmm.
They have Donna Brazile. You know Donna Brazile, right?
Oh, please.
Well, you know when Seth Rich got murdered
mm-hmm.
that night, Donna Brazile and the mayor of
D.C.
Washington
right.
was in the emergency room the same night.
That's
in
crazy.
The morning.
That's
Why?
Crazy. Right.
Why? How do they know to go there?
That's crazy.
They were going there to pick up the thumb drive
that
was switched.
That's crazy.
Because when they killed Seth Rich, they switched the thumb drive.
Crazy.
And Rosenstein's all behind that.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And what is Seth Rich was involved with WikiLeaks? That's my understanding, right?
Yeah, Seth Rich he was pissed off. He worked for the DNC. He was like
mm-hmm.
an IT guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent you that thing. You have to listen to it.
I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah. So Seth Rich worked for the DNC,
mm-hmm.
and he was an IT guy, and he liked Bernie Sanders.
Right.
Well, he started discovering that Clinton was screwing Sanders, so he got pissed off. So he went in the computer and he downloaded things on the thumb drive. He got in touch with WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks apparently, Seth Rich put it up on eBay. Apparently, this is what I'm hearing.
mm-hmm.
And WikiLeaks bought it from eBay, but he didn't put that it was a thumb drive filled with stuff. You know, he could have put it, a puppy stuffed animal. You know what I mean?
What a game! Wow.
But so he bought it, and then when WikiLeaks got a touch of it, looked at it in the computer, he noticed some more stuff was on there.
mm-hmm.
So he got in touch with Seth Rich again and told Seth Rich to do like a parameter search or something in
mm-hmm.
the computer. Like he knew there was some more things in there that he's missing. So Seth Rich went back to work and went into the system, and whatever he told him to do, he did, and apparently set off some kind of alarms.
mm-hmm.
So when they realized that this stuff was taken, they tried to figure out who was there and who would be able to do this. And then that's how they pinpointed it to Seth Rich. So that's why he was murdered, because he had this thumb drive with all the information. So WikiLeaks never got the second part, which is the most damning of anything.
Really?
Yeah, and right now, that thumb drive is with someone.
That's unbelievable. So what's the deal with because Kane's mentioned in Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Anything on that server that Debbie Wasserman Schultz oversaw? The
Oh, a Hillary server?
no, well, Hillary server and the server that was
Oh,
outside
those.
the
Oh,
R one brother server.
yeah. Yeah. That I don't know what happened with that. You know what? I'm gonna have to ask my friend because that was so weird. That whole thing.
Right,
They let him go back to his country,
right, right.
and he was I don't know, he was like a car dealer or something. It was
Really?
really weird. And he had this house that he was selling, and the people that bought it found all this IT stuff in a
They want to
like a
know.
shed outside.
It's crazy. They want to know in the room if you know anything about Wayfair.
Oh,
The
I asked about that. They said that they don't say anything about Wayfair because they were looking into it. They don't know if it's true or not yet.
okay.
Yeah,
Because the Post had
you
some
know.
articles on it. I was reading some. I don't think I actually went on my show on Saturday. I think I went to because I wasn't. I was looking at some Post articles. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
But
wasn't.
right now, they're going after a lot of governors and mayors right now for all this stuff that's going on. So I know they're looking into all that.
So, but none of this stuff's going to roll out before the election. This is really bad.
Well, you don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I doubt
He doesn't
if
know.
if stuff rolls out before the election, I'll tip my cap to Durham. I'll tip my cap to AG Barr because I'm sorry. I don't trust. I don't trust these the government. It's just too much corruption. I see what they're doing
Oh
to
yeah,
President
I mean,
Trump. It's really bad.
oh yeah. There's so many more in there that they can't even get rid of, yet. But I think when the election comes,
Hmm.
he can clean the whole house out.
He should have did that
I
the
think.
first time. That's what he should have done.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He was getting bad advice from people, like
Exactly.
Chris Christie. Do you know in the New Jersey, the guy Hirsch Singh is a friend of mine who's running for Senate
Right.
in New Jersey. Oh my God, it's so crazy. So I was on Twitter, trying to, help him, and people were bashing me. And so anyway, so the election was over. I
Hmm.
spoke to him last night. They have over 100,000 votes. They didn't count, and they're already saying that Rika, whatever the other guy, who's a friggin' rhino, who was put in there so Booker wins again,
Wow.
is the winner
Wow.
without even counting the other votes.
That's crazy. I think
Hmm.
didn't you blog that to me or something during a Saturday night? Did you? Somebody blogged that to me. I didn't get it.
Yeah, it might have been me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
but
Wow.
he went up to Bayonne, I think he
Hmm.
told me, to the election board,
Hmm.
and they wouldn't let him in.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's been running up, and because I said to him, I said, how come the link that he sent me to look at the election,
Hmm.
the last time they updated it was July 10th at like 5 o'clock. I said, what's the matter? They're not posting the votes anymore? He said, no. Isn't that ridiculous?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and he said
crazy.
there's so much, and there's so
Wow.
much scams going on. It's ridiculous.
What corruption. Wow.
Well,
Hundred thousand votes.
look at what's his name down here? Can't even think down. The senator uh, that changed over to Republican. Oh
Drew?
God, I'm looking at yeah, Andrew. So I know somebody that works for him,
Hmm.
and basically they told me that they hated him, like the governor here
Hmm.
hated him from the beginning, right? And then when he wouldn't vote to impeach Trump,
Hmm.
they were threatening him, like all kinds of
Oh my
freaking threats.
God.
And that's why he was just like, screw you, and then just jump ship. I don't know what they were threatening him with, but you could just imagine.
Corruption is really
So,
bad,
oh yeah,
right?
there's so much money involved in this. It's all money.
Terrible. Oh, it's unbelievable. Like I was saying, I was reading something on what's going on with Qatar. I was reading this deposition with Qatar. I just couldn't believe the stuff that goes on.
Oh yeah,
Sure, man.
everything. It's
This is
just
great. This is great information. Keep me in the loop. I know you do. I gotta look at the Twitter the DMs you sent me with those videos. I
yeah.
gotta definitely look at them.
I sent you one video.
Hmm.
Okay, you could find this guy on Twitter.
Hmm.
He puts out all kinds of information. He and his whole story, the one I sent you, they
Hmm.
removed. So there's another part to it. So at
Wow.
first, when I was listening to him, okay, he was saying all this stuff, and I'm saying to myself, this sounds wild. This guy
Mm-hmm.
is crazy, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So one thing he said was, "What? This is why I believe him now."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when they killed Seth Rich,
Mm-hmm.
they hired these guys that are MS-13 to come up to Washington to kill him.
It's crazy.
So after that, the guy from, when you hear the video, I'm not sure who he was from. I think
Mm-hmm.
it was like from the Tobacco and Firearms Department, because there's so many corrupt people in there.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
He drove his wife's car down to South Carolina and killed these two MS-13 guys. Okay,
Wow.
so I said to myself, well, if he killed two guys in South Carolina, there's got to be a news article on it or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I Googled the dates, like tried to figure out the dates, and I Googled it online, and sure enough, I found a video of the newscast that they found these two guys dead, Mexican, Spanish, whatever, dead in the strip mall, and it's the same dates. So I said, "Oh my God, this guy is telling the truth."
It's
I
crazy.
mean, like he didn't even mention where it was. He just, I have a lot in South Carolina, and it actually was like 20 minutes from my lot where this happened.
So you live in Jersey, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Cool. Okay. Well,
yeah,
sure. Thank you so much. Thank you for checking in, man. This is great.
yeah. I'll
Anytime.
send you
Yeah.
the other video. It's part 2. They removed it from online. But
Yes.
anyway, follow this guy on
Mm-hmm.
Twitter. This is the one I'm telling you. This guy is legit, and he's putting everything out there.
Well,
And once you hear his video, you'll be like, "Oh my God,"
it's
and
crazy.
you'll follow it.
Absolutely. I appreciate the information, and you're very nice, taking the time out and checking in over here. I thank you so much. And anytime, sure, send me some emails, send me DMs or
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. Keep me in the loop.
What's
Thank you so much.
what What's this Wildwood cop in trouble? Matt Couch. Oh, Matt Couch. Matt Couch. It
Oh, okay.
was looking up about Seth Rich. Do you know Matt Couch at all?
I heard the name. I don't know much about Matt Couch.
Okay, so his team was investigating Seth Rich
Oh,
murder.
wow.
Okay.
Wow. Wow.
But he got most of his information from this guy
Mm-hmm.
from the video I sent you,
Interesting.
and
Wow.
he kind of did him wrong,
Mm-hmm.
is what I understand. And so what happened now is
So who did who wrong?
Matt did this
Oh,
guy wrong that I
okay.
sent you the video,
Okay. Okay.
and this is what I heard. So anyway, the DNC is now suing Matt Couch to shut up.
Wow.
They with his Seth Rich's parents apparently are doing it, but they have no money. But they hired either it was Obama's lawyer or the DNC's lawyer, which nobody can afford because they're so expensive. So how is his parents, our brother, paying for this?
It's crazy.
So they hushed them up. But yeah. But yep. All right. I will let you go. I'm talking more on your show than you.
No, I listened because no, I appreciated. I appreciated what you were saying. I don't. Honestly, I really don't believe. I don't believe. I just don't believe a lot of this stuff until I'm very cynical. And that's why I was listening.
Yeah.
And they got Brennan indicted, this one indicted. I got to see it to believe it. I have to be honest. I don't know whether.
Yeah.
I just
Well,
find it.
this guy the guy I was telling you about, he's got tortured from the Obamas. He was working you'll hear a whole story, but they literally tortured him, and he's in hiding right now. He's going from hotel to hotel. Nobody knows where he is. They actually cut off his medicine now, where he can't even get his medicine.
Really?
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Who is this? Who they cut
bizarre.
the medicine off of? Who they cut the medicine off?
It's called, the guy's on Twitter. His handle is John Here to Help.
Wow.
And it's like a little pink pig. And the stuff that he tells you,
it's crazy.
It's true. I'm telling you, it's true.
I'm just saying. I'm just very cynical. I'm sorry, because between the internet and the stuff that's in the internet and what's real, what's not real, you got to take time to figure that out.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
like
you,
I said, I googled a couple things that he
mhm.
said, and I found that it was true. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I
just
believe
finding the
you. I
two
mean,
guys that were shot.
I believe you, but like you don't even know whether like when you sit when you hear these people are indicted and they're sealed and it's just weird to me. It's just
Yeah.
weird. Why are there 10,000, 20,000 sealed indictments?
Yeah. Well, I
Why?
don't know about
I
the other
think
one.
I mean off the top of my head, I'm sitting here on my couch. I'm saying, listen, there's this is all about politics. This is all about who's got more dirt on who's got a bigger
Right.
dossier than who, and the games
Right.
go on. There's reasons
Yeah.
why Bill Clinton was in the White House, Barack Hussein Obama was in the White House. They tried to get Hillary Rodham Clinton in the White House. Why they're trying to get Joe Biden in the White House? These are
Well, so
highly compromised people. And when I hear
because
stuff,
they can control him.
exactly, exactly. Listen, great talking to you, sure.
Okay. You
Anytime.
too.
Call me anytime. Call me here. You could do this thing here or at the studio when with the grace of God when I'm on the Saturday.
Okay. Take care. Nice talking to you.
Great. God bless you. Thank you.
Bye.
That was cool. That was cool. She was great. I was interested. It was interesting. Very interesting. So, Joe, I don't know the guy Twitter. I don't know what's with the guy's Twitter. I don't know. I have no idea. But I don't know. So, but what's really crazy? Like, do you actually believe? Do you believe? Like, I don't know, man. I hate to be so cynical. It's like I'm reading this thing on this deposition. This guy is talking about what Qatar does over here, bribing reporters. No, I'm not saying I don't believe her. I'm not saying I don't believe her. Of course, I believe her, what she's telling me. But does what I'm saying is, do you believe exactly, Joel? Exactly. You take it with exactly. Now, the information she was given is probably. I'm not saying it's not true, but like, is it a subterfuge? Is it well? We got 20,000 indictments coming down the pipeline. Everybody's going to be indicted. Oh, come on, man. I don't know. I find it's really hard to believe, right? Not that the indictments aren't there, but whether they're actually acted upon, who knows? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, right, Joel? I mean, I'm reading this thing on Qatar, and you got to see what Qatar does over here. I hear you, Justin. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm sorry, I'm so cynical. The lady is great, sure is great, no doubt. I just don't. I just don't. I'm sorry. And then you're hearing, well, Durham is going to come out with the indictments after the election. Here we go again, right? Here we go again, right? Here we go again. Sure, could you put that handle out again? I missed it. It sure is. Well, there's going to be an election, uh, Keynes. Trump is going to win. I think Trump's going to win. And he has to do like a new broom sweep. He has to sweep clean. He should have swept clean the DOJ. Oh, there's going to be an election. I believe there will be. There is going to be an election. Trump's going to win. No, I won't. But I'll tip my cap. If they act on those indictments before the election, Joel, I swear I'll tip my cap to AG Barr, right? And I'll tip my cap to uh, 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 John Durham. Yo, sure, if you're still around, if you got that handle, I'd like to write it down. Check it out. What was it? Did you get it? I didn't write it down. Because it's like, I mean, it'll be great if they indict, Brandon, Clapper, Comey. Oh, you just sent it? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shaw. God bless you. I'll look for it later. At John here to help. Thank you. At John here to help. Very cool. When I hear Comey, Clapper, Brandon, you know, Loretta Lynch, AG, those are big wigs. They're gonna indict them? There's gonna be a lot, it's gonna be a bloodbath. If they get indicted, only God knows who they're gonna take with them. That's what I'm saying. They all have books out, right? It's gonna be a bloodbath if that ever happened. Pink pig, right? I'm telling you, sure. It'll be a bloodbath. An absolute bloodbath. The Clintons, they're going to take everybody with them. Everybody. That's why I'm very. Are you serious? Okay, gotcha. That's his picture, pink pig. Gotcha. I'm just very cynical. As much as I would love to see them all get indicted and get thrown in jail, there's just so much corruption inside this United States government. It's going to take more than 2 terms to clean it out. It is beyond belief. They had a if Wayfair, I mean, who knows if that's what they say, right? Who knows if what's gonna happen there? I'm just very cynical that anything's gonna happen over here. Why not before the election? Because they're hoping they could trick the people, manipulate the people to try to steal the election from Trump. Wow. How do you know, Justin? They are, right? Sure, right? So we don't even know because they're trying to trick the people right now. Because I believe the numbers are really in Trump's favor, like really in Trump's favor. They're really being suppressed. I believe it. I believe the numbers are really being suppressed. Really being suppressed. Very badly. But so I don't know, man. I really don't care, quite honestly. I don't care what Trump Jr. does. All I care about is Donald John Trump. I have much respect for the Trump family. They sacrificed a lot for their father's presidency. I want to get Donald John Trump reelected. What happens after that? I got no problem with the Trump family. I'm just concerned about getting Donald John Trump reelected. To me, this is the most important election in our lifetime. And if we don't get Donald John Trump reelected, I mean, who cares about 2024? I really don't care, because this is the time to strike, and we got to get President Trump reelected, and we need coattails. We got these rhinos. Larry Hogan. I don't know who I'm voting for. I mean, are you kidding me? Mitt Romney. I mean, these people are a joke. Mitt Romney might as well lay in the streets for Black Lives Matter with Andrew Cuomo. It's a joke. Babies getting killed in the streets in Brooklyn. Somebody's telling me six shootings in Canarsie, not far from me. I'm telling you, this is ridiculous. I'm going to think about 2024. It's on fire. We got to get President Trump reelected. I really don't care. I have the world of respect for the Trump family. We got to get Donald John Trump reelected. It's really ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. They're not backed. What's that? For the not backed candidate. Who's that, Keynes? What's really crazy to me, because I was talking about what was really crazy to me was the I'm reading this deposition on Qatar, and it's like unbelievable, man. What they do, the power that they have, unbelievable. Khashoggi was whacked in Turkey, and apparently he was a trifecta. He was with Saudi, Qatar, and the CIA, and they were worried about the they were worried about that he was getting secrets from Saudi, and he was getting paid by Saudi, and he was like a triple agent. He had a home in New York, and he got this home from Erdogan because Qatar, Qatar, according to they run on their own backed money because the party wants their guy. So who are you talking about? I don't know. You got me on this one. I don't know what you're talking about. So Qatar was the one that wanted to. They apparently they instigated it. Oh, and you look. I got you. Well, you want to know something, Wayne? I could care less. I'm not thinking 2024. I'm thinking 2020. We got to get Trump. Trump is. I think Trump's going to win handily. I think he's going to. I think it's going to be big. I think Trump's winning big. That's what I think. Trump's winning big. Yeah. If Kanye runs, he gets 5%. Who's he taking from? Mike 1111, whatever the hell your name is. Who's he taking from? Right. So Cutter, see, this is the stupidity. You think he's taking from Trump? There you go, Wayne. So I'm thinking that yeah, we're gonna landslide. Trump's gonna landslide this. He's gonna get 350. He's gonna get more than 350 on the electoral votes. I think he's starting off right now with 249. Honestly, he wins. He's winning Florida. Trump's lights turn on today. Trump starts 249. 47, 48% of the vote. Lights turned on today. That's the difference. You're right, Keynes. I agree. I agree with you on that one. Only God knows what happened when he had to go to the bunker. I agree. 50 plus Secret Service were killed. Oh, without a doubt, he's winning Texas. I'm telling you, the Hispanic vote. That's Trump's firewall. The Hispanic vote. He's going to get more. He got 28%. He's going to get. I got him in the late 30s. He may even break 40. Yeah, you're right. I think Trump may break 40 with the Hispanic vote. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. I'm telling you, he may break 40 with the Hispanic vote. That means if he doubles the Afro American vote, which is a strong possibility, if he breaks 40, forget it. Biden ain't hitting the numbers. Biden is not hitting the numbers. That's I got to see that to believe it, Keynes. 29% African American vote. I got to see that to believe it. He won with 8% in 16. I got to see that to believe it. I got to see that to believe it. He's so pro Trump, it's beyond belief. 29%. Trump gets 29% of the black vote. You know, if Trump gets 29% of the black vote, that's unbelievable. I think 8% in 16. He won 28 of the Hispanic vote in 16. I think he may break 40. I think he may break 40. You know, I think Billy. That's interesting, Billy. That's interesting. Wow. Am I? Absolutely. God bless you, sure. Thank you. That was very nice of you. You that was a nice call. That was a nice call. Thank you. Exactly. I agree. That I agree with Keynes. Everything. This is their last hurrah. I agree with you. So don't get nervous. He's going to survive it. The book. I think the book may be coming out tomorrow. His niece. So only God knows what's in that. Whoa! I kicked. Only God knows what's in that. You could do it all you want, son. Hoof. You can say what you want as long as you don't curse. I really don't care. Quite frankly, it's America. You could come into the room. Well, absolutely, all good. I think Trump has to do a. He's got a tremendous campaign, a model for future presidential campaigns. But I think he's going to have to add, like I was saying, to augment sooner or later, right, Justin? So we got to augment and add this like infomercial. I thought it'd be great. An infomercial with Trump talking about. Well, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who you are, John. Time. No picture. I don't know who you are. First time I'm seeing you. What's ridiculous actions, Hoof? What's ridiculous actions? Deny science. What science? Do you know what science is? Do you know what science is? Hoof. Do you understand what science is? Right, Keynes? It's not a hoax. What? Do you know what science is? This is not science. Do you understand? He's blunting a probability distribution curve. That's what they're blunting. They don't know what this thing is. Do you understand that? This is not science. Science is when you're in the frequentistic domain. You got experiments going and you got repeatable results. Then you debate the scientific community the relevance of your findings. That's how you get a PhD. I mean, that's how you get a PhD. I mean, come on, man. That's how you win Nobel Prizes. That's science. Science goes through a rigorous, right, Justin? Okay. Now, that's, Keynes, that's something, I don't know. But that's plausible, right? We don't know. In today's, I agree. As much as I don't know, but you can't rule that out in this world. We don't know. He's there a long time. He's the top infectious disease doctor on the planet, and he has done business over there. Dr. Charles Lieber the chair of Harvard in, I think, chemistry biology chair, big position, is like in with the Chinese Communist Party beyond belief. And he didn't tell this to the, because that's again, he's taking money both sides. Come on, Hoof, he's a genius. I think Trump's instincts politically, genius. I just think that the thing with Trump is the first 4 years, right? The new broom sweeps clean. And he's a loyal reward type guy, right? So he sees Sessions was one of the first politicians to support him. Well, I don't know the history. I know about SARS. Okay. But you see, I mean, Keynes, that's the whole story, right? But getting back to Trump, then we'll talk about that for a second. Right? Trump. So he's new at the inside politics, because that's what that is, basically. Inside politics is a rough business. And that's why a guy like Mitch McConnell is really good for Trump, because he needs somebody on the legislative side to be effective overall, right? He does. So Mitch McConnell's been, unfortunately, Paul Ryan didn't want to play that with Trump. Mitch McConnell is doing a fabulous job with Trump, right? He's tremendous. I agree. Tremendous. What he does, what he gets accomplished. But where he runs a little issue is like the appointment of Jeff Sessions, and how Jeff Sessions was able to recuse himself and weaken. Because basically, you're probably right, but I'm talking from a political perspective. By recusing himself, but you don't understand politics, bro. Oof. You don't understand politics. By recusing himself, what up there, Ramba man? By recusing himself, he really hurt the Trump administration. President Trump survived it and got much accomplished, but he enabled the Mueller report because he recused himself and he put the enemies. He didn't clean house. He had the Rosensteins, but that was part of I think that was part of because that was part of President Trump's olive branch that he was extending, because you can't do this alone, right? So he was trying to bring in, like he kept Rosenstein on, he kept Comey on, and they turned on him, right? They were turning on him. You had to get rid of him. New broom sweeps clean. You gotta just get rid of him. You gotta just fire them, and that's it. They don't accept you. They'll never accept Trump. Unfortunately. But overall, he did an amazing job his first 4 years. Amazing. I thought it was great. Thank you, Rama man. Thank you for the invites. Roger Stone did nothing wrong. That was a frame job. And I hope he met with Julian Assange. I hope he met with him and Jerome Karzai. I hope he did. I hope he met with, and every day, to get the goods on the corrupt Obama Clinton crime family. I hope he did. So I think Donald Trump's done an amazing job for the 4 years. And it's great, Keynes. I just hope when President Trump gets reelected, there you go, Justin. I hope when President Trump gets reelected, is it 1,000? That much? On Hannity, he had him at 212, I think, something like that. I think you're nuts, Hoof. I think you're nuts. Who's the Veep? Am I president yet? 1900 Buccaneers? Wow. Am I president yet? There you go, Billy. Billy McCaskill said the first 4 years Trump only had a year and a half. The rest were interfered with. It's true. He did a great job. He did a great job. So who's the Veep? Hoof. Trump did an amazing job. Francesco Toscano on Vox Italia. There you go, Rubber Man, right? The Veep, Vice President. So I was reading, and it's funny, right, Mike? I was reading this thing on with Cutter, and it's like a deposition. You think so? It's a possibility. Heels up, Kamalia. I'll give it that. She's got it going on. But right, Washington snowflakes. I'm telling you, Buccaneers. Right there you go, Pat. Trump 2020. So I didn't get that whole thing. I did a landslide too. I'm with you. I'm a Yankee fan. I got to sneak in and watch the Yankees. Clint Frazier, they said, is getting ready to do some damage. Miguel Andujar is the starting third baseman, and I got to see the big whale on the bunk and on the bump on the boogie down Bronx. I got to see the whale on the bump. Yes, I am. I'll be there Saturday, Buccaneers, with the grace of God. They raided the Vatican last year. Wow, wow. Hey, listen, I'm a God fearing Christian man, but this Pope is no John Paul II. I'll tell you that right now. What time is it? It's 11:30. I gotta get off soon. But so I was talking about Qatar, right? Yeah. Well, why am I not shocked? Right? They're crazy. Unfortunately, what's going on in the church. Obama was involved in Italy. I'll show you funny. Oh my God. I'm gonna Google it. Have a blessed one, Hoof. So Qatar, you know what they have? They have this thing. Qatar has a saying: "Do it by the book. Go by the book first." They have this thing called "Go by the book." Remember that? Remember that tweet by Susan Rice? Go by the book. Qatar has a thing. They said, "Go by the book." Right? First. Second, Qatar. Remember I talk about on the show, I said, when these guys move, they have to have multiple bites at the apple. That's what they were talking about in the deposition. Then they were talking about, all this stuff was going to my head. They were talking about moving cash on airplanes with Iran, Qatar. It's crazy. This is crazy, bro. Who was in the White House? Wow. They were talking about Qatar moving cash with Iran in airplanes. I hear you, Joe. Right? I agree. She's great. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate her information, and she could be right. You know. And if those things happen, I'll tip my cap to them. I just don't believe it because we need that information. We need that now. We need that now before November. Thank you, Shaw. God bless you. I appreciate it. I'm going to look at them. I'm just, I'm just very, I don't mean to be. Don't take me the wrong way. I think you're a great lady, and I think you're very insightful. I'm very cynical. So what are you saying, Mike? So I'm saying with Qatar's bribing media like you wouldn't believe. They have a House of Rep Iran cash, right? It's crazy. They were talking in this deposition about like what Obama did with Iran, putting cash on planes. They weren't talking about 1.7 billion. They were talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, like I think 800 million, giving it to the IRGC in cash. Crazy. I'm like, who was in the White House? They say go by the book. That's the email that Susan Rice used. It's like they were using the Qatar playbook. Cash, a tranny, cash. I'll retweet it, sure. I always retweet. I pretty much, as long as there's no curses, I pretty much retweet everybody's stuff as long as it makes sense. I'm just so you got right. So they're talking about it now. That their new asset. So they have one asset right now. They probably have more, right? They probably have more than what they're saying. Qatar is so stealthy. It's perfect. They're a small little. There you go, Joe. Multiple. Exactly. That's the point, right? Qatar is perfect because everybody. Saudi is large, huge, right? Saudi is huge. Qatar is small, and they're wealthy as they're one of the wealthiest countries on the planet. So it's kind of crazy, right? So we're in we're in Qatar, and Qatar's calling Khashoggi a triple threat. Khashoggi gets whacked in Turkey, apparently by Saudi, but the whole thing was set up by Turkey, by Qatar. Turkey is Qatar's playground. Erdogan is very close with Qatar, Muslim Brotherhood. It's crazy. Khashoggi was Muslim Brotherhood. It's crazy. And everybody was. He was also CIA, so he lived in New York, and he had a penthouse apartment in Turkey, Istanbul, Turkey. That's where all the Muslim Brotherhood operatives left and went to. Probably Obama too. Went and left when Sisi threw out Muslim Brotherhood out of Egypt. Some of them went to Istanbul. Some of them went to Libya. Some of them went to in Sudan too. And I had the Free Egyptian Army terror cells fronted by the Islamic Republic of Iran, IRGC, Hezbollah, Quds Force. They were looking to, because Sisi coup Morsi, they were looking to destabilize Egypt because they felt. I heard recently. Wow, that's great news, Mike. Barry, right? Keynes. That's great news. Where'd you get? Where'd you see that? They did it once before. They did it through the internet. Israel did it. They did it through the internet. 3 attacks. Wow, that's great. I'm glad. We can't have the mullahs with nuclear bombs. That's very bad. Very bad. And Russia was helping them do it. That's crazy, sure. Last 2 days, wow. And Russia was helping them do it. Russia's got the nukes. They got the scientists. Oh, I didn't see that. I wish I did. Governor General Keane is great. So with Qatar talks about go by the book. Qatar bribing the U.S. media like beyond belief, bribing American politicians beyond belief. Hey, Russia. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens there. This is where things get a little crazy because China's got spots for a reason, right? They got these oil. They got their end. They got to feed that monster. That's their biggest. There's obviously this foreign policy is very complicated. One thing we know, and we talk about these vectors all the time, the geopolitical vectors with China. They want their probably one of their number one objectives is to feed that mother, that 1.3 billion consumer economy monster with energy. Without the energy, you got brick and mortar. You got nothing. The energy is what moves the economy. And they are the number one oil importer on the planet. Well, yeah, well, India, it's interesting, right? India, Pakistan, I think they're both in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. That's Russia and China. Russia and China's vehicle for Asia. That's their answer to Asia, NATO. So we'll see. I'm just with this Qatar thing, sending cash in planes to Iran. Now they got Linda Sarsour. They're going to roll out as an asset. With they keep what's her name? They probably recruited AOC too. Who? They probably recruited AOC and probably Congresswoman Tlaib, because the part I'm up to now does North Korea, the squad, right? Who are you talking about? North Korea. North Korea what? Because the part I'm up to now is does CARE, the Council of American is the Council of American exam the squad, right? So Russia. No, I didn't hear that. Are you serious? Wow, these people are crazy. These people are crazy. Because right now I'm up to the point where it says, is CARE, the Council of American Islamic, is it being funded? Oil. Is it being funded by, is CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations, being funded by Qatar? Wow. Wow. I'd love to know that. According to the the deposition, they fund everything Muslim Brotherhood. Everything. They control everything Muslim Brotherhood. And if that's the case, we are close with everything. Wow. If they fund CARE, wow. Well, I don't know. Nicovelli, I don't know who you are. I think you're. I think you're a little. Oh, big time. The money. The money is. They buy everybody. They buy everybody. It's beyond belief what Qatar does. I'm just sitting reading this thing. I'm like, Biden said that today? Verbatim? Wow. I know he had two brain aneurysms in his life, so maybe, I don't know. You're right. I'm shocked too. If that's true, Nicovelli, I'm shocked too, my brother. Because I'm thinking like this. I'm thinking the influence, the influence of Qatar and what Qatar has on this system in America is beyond belief. They're going to roll out Linda Sarsour. That's the next asset. Congresswoman Omar, she sits on sensitive American committees in the Congress, and she reports to Iran, to Qatar, and they give the information to Iran and Hezbollah. And she wants to do the same thing, Linda Sarsour. I think her. I believe that, sure. Hey, Porky, what's popping? Well, I'm just floored. Honestly, I've been reading. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. They actually they said that they want to buy the White House, so they implied that it's already been bought, and I believe probably Saudi bought Obama's seat. Saudi, but it's funny. Obama did Sunni stuff the first half, and then he took care of the Shiite stuff in the second half with that Iranian nuke deal, which he fronted the deep state, which enabled them to put out all that money. Because he was there, Obama was there to get Islam money, and he did. You're right. I believe that, Keynes. What up, Porky? Right? So Obama was there to get the Islam money. The deep state, the CIA, FBI nexus, they control the country through the digital media. Google, Facebook, Twitter, mainstream media, and the politicians. They control it. In order to get Obama's still swinging. Yeah, the Bombers are swinging the sledgehammer, Porky. To get Bomber in that spot and keep him there, it's crazy, Porky. They had a they were that old expression in politics. You grease the fat boys and you spread it real thin. Boy, were they greasing the fat boys, man? Wow, the greasing that goes on with Cutter alone. With Cutter alone, they're saying they're saying that they're using it because there's gonna be a big soccer cup, the World Cup. I love it. I miss it. Yeah, well, a lot of things, right? Sure. Also, there's something with Satoro. They get greased. The old expression was you grease the fat boys and you spread it real thing. That's the old political expression, right? My goodness, the greasing that went on with Cutter and the politicians and the media. Oh, come on. So they get, and in addition, come on, man. The way Cutter moves, they're going to use the soccer World Cup to money launder. They're the biggest money laundering. I don't know. I mean, it probably goes on throughout the world. And I'm just hearing this from Qatar. Saudi probably does it. Qatar and Saudi don't get along because of Muslim Brotherhood. Barry, not Obama. Obama. Come on, man. Man, wow. I couldn't believe it. The money laundering. So they got, I'm like, this is like a Barry Sator. I'm like reading, like, this sounds familiar to me. Buy the book. Buy the book, right? Then would they put the cash in a plane and fly it to Iran? Hundreds of millions, 800 million, almost $1 billion, right? The bribe, because, and they talked about money bags too. They talked about big money bags, and Iran does the same thing. Iran did that with, it's in the open domain, Sarkozy, hundreds of thousands of dollars in money bags, bribing the Afghanistan prime minister and parliament. Really, sure. They're paid off. They're Islamists. I'm telling you, Porky, that's what I believe. You got 40 trillion back? Where'd you hit that one? Right to the mullah's doorstep by DHL. Wow. I'm telling you, man. I'm just like, wow, what goes on? So the same things that what's really crazy, Obama, Susan Rice had a memo by the book. They're like, by the book, by the book. Cutter's talking about doing things by the book. Obama sent what 1.7 billion in euros cash in a plane, wood pallets to the IRGC. Cutter sent 800 million to the IRGC in wood pallets in a plane, right? Money bags. Only God knows. Absolutely, Porky. Who confiscated accounts overseas when he got in? What'd you hear, Don? I'm just blown away by this whole thing. And now they're talking about CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations. The cake lie, huge. I don't know, man. So we'll see. We'll see. You know? We'll see. I'm just very cynical. Very cynical. Oh my God. What up, Billy Masters? Have a blessed one, Billy Masters. I'm getting off the air. Oh my God, Porky. The Obama Clinton crime family is huge. What did you have for dinner? He went to India to buy gold. Who's that, Keynes? So, a lot of dough, huh? What time is it? I'm tired. I'm going to get to bed. Have a good one, Mike. Me too. I'm going to go too. I'm tired. We had some fun tonight. I had Shore on the air. She brought some interesting stuff in. Tomorrow we'll talk a little more about these depositions. I'm going to try to finish it tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow. Have a blessed one, y'all. Have a blessed night. I'm tired. I don't think I missed a day. I won't. Johnny here to help. Thank you, Joel. Have a blessed one. Thank you, Porky. Thank you, Justin. God bless you. Sure. Thank you so much. Peace out, Keynes, Porky. 83, you're nuts. The Don, God bless you. Nick Avelli. You'll have a blessed one. God bless the men. God bless you all in the room. Absolutely, Porky. God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. Thank you for your service. Thank you for providing me the freedom that I love. And as broadcast, God bless the greatest country on the planet, America, and God bless our great President, Donald John Trump. This is Frankie Russo. Have a blessed night, sure. The Don. We got to reelect our great President, Donald John Trump. November 3rd, 2020. We got hashtag Trump 2020 landslide. We believe it. So God bless you all. God bless our great President, Donald John Trump. Reelect Donald John Trump. Hashtag Trump 2020, November 3rd, 2020. This is Frankie Russo coming at you straight out of Brooklyn. And I'll see you in the future. God bless you all in the app. God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. Thank you for your service. Thank you for providing with the freedom that I love and that's broadcast. God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. Thank you for your service. Thank you for providing with the freedom that I love and that's broadcast. God bless the greatest country on the planet, America, and God bless our great President, Donald John Trump. I'll see you tomorrow night, 9:30ish Eastern Standard Time. This is Frankie Russo, and I'll see you in the future.